November of 1988, 17-year-old Junko Furuta did not come home from work. She was a high school student living in Misato, Japan. By all accounts, she was responsible, quiet, and punctual. On the evening of November 25th, she finished her shift at a factory and began walking home alone. She never arrived. That night, her parents contacted police. Officers initially treated the case as a possible runaway. There were no witnesses, no signs of a struggle, nothing to indicate immediate danger. Within hours, Junko was already being held inside a residential home. The house belonged to a teenage boy she had encountered earlier that evening. He was known in the area. He lived with his parents. The home sat in a normal neighborhood, surrounded by other families, close enough that voices could carry through walls. Over the next several days, Junko was reported missing multiple times. Her parents called repeatedly. They visited police stations. They handed out photographs. Officers interviewed classmates. Posters went up. Tips came in slowly, then stopped. At the same time, Junko remained inside that house. She was moved between rooms, confined, prevented from leaving. Over a period of weeks, she was subjected to sustained abuse by multiple people. What matters for this story is not the specifics of what was done, but how long it continued and who had the chance to stop it. Junko was not hidden in a remote location. She was not taken far from where she lived. She was held inside a home with parents present. At various points, neighbors reported hearing sounds they could not explain. Arguments, crying, objects breaking. No one called police. Some later said they assumed it was a domestic dispute. Others said they didn't want to get involved. Several individuals became aware that Junko was being held against her will. Some were teenagers. Some were adults. No one intervened. Police later learned that the perpetrators actively told Junko's parents that she was safe, claiming she had run away and was staying with friends. Because the family did not know who to suspect, these statements went unchallenged at the time. As the weeks passed, Junko's condition worsened. She was prevented from contacting anyone. Attempts to escape were unsuccessful. The house remained active. Visitors came and went. Life continued outside. On January 4th, 1989, Junko died inside the home. Her body was concealed for weeks. It was not discovered because of a missing person breakthrough. It was discovered because one of the perpetrators was arrested for an unrelated offense and spoke to police. Only then did investigators enter the house. What they found forced a complete re-examination of the case. Police reconstructed a timeline that spanned 44 days. 44 days during which Junko was reported missing. Police conducted interviews. Neighbors heard disturbances. Multiple people had direct knowledge of her captivity, and no one stopped it. At trial, the focus was not just on the perpetrators, but on the environment that allowed the crime to continue. The house, the neighborhood, the assumptions. The sentences handed down were widely criticized as insufficient. Several individuals served far less time than expected. Some later changed their names and resumed normal lives. Junko Furuta's parents received no explanation that could account for the length of the delay or the number of people who failed to act. In later interviews, investigators acknowledged that the case exposed serious gaps in how missing person reports were handled, particularly when the victim was a teenager and when no immediate evidence of violence was present. The most unsettling detail is not found in court records or forensic reports. It is found in proximity. Yunko was never far away. She was held in a house surrounded by other homes, on streets where people went to work each morning, in a place where help was physically close. And for 44 days, no one heard anything, or no one chose to listen.